Mormonism, discovered in the 1800s by Joseph Smith, a 17-year-old treasure hunter in a time of religious confusion. Joseph spoke to God and Jesus, who told Joseph to restore the church to what it once was, then creating the Book of Mormon, that he translated from golden plates that Angel Moroni told him about. They believe Jesus came back to America, that their members have to complete certain rituals to get into the better tiers of heaven. When Mormons are 18 years old, they are sent on one of these rituals to travel to a different country and spread their gospel, and it's been the largest growing religion ever since. Come on a journey with me so I can show you what they believe, why they believe it, why it's a so-called cult, and see how despite all this, the church continues to grow and help people today. I'm looking at this, and it just doesn't make any sense. They believe Joseph Smith, the founder of this religion, translated it from golden plates that no one else was allowed to see. I want to find out everything I can about this so-called religion. I need to do something I've wanted to do for a long time. I'm going to go and visit the Mormons. I wanted to go visit them for a long time and see if any of these stories are true. And if so, how is it sensical enough to devote their entire lives to this church? Today we are going to visit the Mormon church, and I don't know what to expect. Are you excited to meet the Mormons?
Yeah.
My name is Elder Kyle Powell. I'm from a little town called Syracuse, Utah, in the United States.
So you're currently serving a mission?
Yeah, so I was raised in the church, but for a long time, like in my teenage years, I had a lot of kind of like questions about things, so I wasn't really too much of like a believer. This is the library. There's a bunch of different Book of Mormons in different languages. So like this one's in, I think this is Arabic. There's a lot of events in my life that kind of led me to have to like really find it out for myself.
Like if you're going to a different country,
Yeah.
would you have to learn the language as well?
Yeah.
If either one of us were called to a different part of the world, like I currently have quite a few friends serving just around the world, and they're in places in the Philippines, in Mexico, down in Brazil, over in Italy. They're all over the world, and they learn their language so then they can share the gospel.
If this is true, then it means a lot. And if it's not true, then it's a complete waste of time. But I didn't believe there was a God for a while, and you know, it's one of those things that I think every person has to find out for themselves.
While they were talking to us, I realised despite them being missionaries, they didn't try to push their religion on us. So this is where they baptise you?
Yeah, this is where children 8 and above, and they want to be baptized. This is where we would come and they'd get baptized. We live by this missionary standards. Like one of them is like on our phones, we don't have like access to like Google or like YouTube and stuff. Just so like we're more focused on like our missionary purpose. Said, yeah, we'll go around, we'll knock on doors.
It was surprising to see how much dedication they had put into serving a mission. Learning a language, avoiding all forms of entertainment like radio, movies, TV, etc.
Being a member of the church has definitely helped me kind of have a more positive outlook on life.
Thank you guys.
Thank you very much.
Useful.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Appreciate you for coming in.
Nice
Again.
to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
Hope you enjoy your stay.
I think we learned a lot, that the church can be pretty controlling, and if you're born into it, there's not much you can do. But is that different to any other religion? I've got a feeling there's more to uncover.
You're in a cult. You had a demon show up.
Escaped 6 years ago out of the Mormon cult.
There are certain aspects of Mormonism that are somewhat cult-like.
I had the Mormons at the front door last week.
husband, wife, and 2 kids, handing out leaflets on how to be a good family and husband. Get fucked.
The American one seemed a bit overbearing.
So it's obvious the people of Derry don't like the Mormons too much. But there's something I haven't been telling you. This is Keith Wright, and me and Tiernan met him 9 months ago when we visited the same Mormon church, and his story inspired this whole thing.
My name is Keith Wright. My conversion story happened after a serious road accident. I wouldn't eat, I wouldn't wash, and yes, I was stinking. We already knew members of the church because my mum's friend was a member of the church, and she asked if the elders could come, but unfortunately I was kind of rude to them at the start. And eventually one night I actually picked up the Book of Mormon and started to read. But now whatever I read, it sort of twigged in my head here, oh, that's interesting. And then eventually I read a bit more, and I read a bit more. Then eventually I got down on my knees, and I prayed, and I prayed, and I prayed.
Hello, my name is Keith. Each year with the church, my life gets better. I got beat up in the street, got in a car crash, and decided to convert to Mormonism.
I found his story so inspirational because he overcame so many obstacles, and when we talked to him, it was obvious the church helped him through a lot of that. They kept him going while the chips were down. The church is Keith's family. They help each other out, and most importantly, they have helped Keith through the toughest parts of his life. He is a lovely fellow, saved by this loving community. In conclusion, from what I learned, they're a hard-working bunch with a real passion for helping each other out, and it has quirks and judgments, but isn't that the same with every church? The church helps struggling people, and for that, I can't critique it.
I was never the one to write up a song for just anyone. I was always the one to find myself lost in long conversations, 'cause I've always been